Hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight. We are talking to you from the past into the future, but from the past, as this is supposed to air tomorrow night. It will be February 1st of 2023. Is a wonderful day. This is our 100th episode. We made it to 100 of
Wow!
So tonight,
unbelievable.
Exactly. We thought we'd make it this far. Tonight we have the fabulous Rick Adams is now residing in the studio again, along with Brady Robertson, who has decided he wanted to make an appearance as well. We're happy to have them both, man. This is going to be fun. We were already saying some stuff we probably shouldn't say on air before we got this going, but I got a feeling this is going to be one for the books. So, again, I'm your host, Mr. Wayne Stollenfacher, or Discount Tom Cruise, or Tom Brady. Somebody called me once, and Steve Wozniak. We go with all that crap. But this is the Uptown Tonight Podcast, where we do believe a rising tide does raise all ships, and we are here doing our part, trying to accentuate the entertainers of the FM area. So, again, we do have Mr. Rick Adams with us tonight, along with another vocal powerhouse, Brady.
What an honor to be here.
Oh, what an honor.
Oh Lord,
jeez.
My ears were just blown out of my head right
vocal powerhouse.
Right on cue.
Oh. I think we need to restructure our game structure here.
I'll back off the mic a little bit.
It's all good. All right, so I got to talk about myself for a few moments here. So basically, let's see. Oh, yeah, we got Uptown merch. Come and get your Uptown merch next time we're in town. I'm not entirely sure when that's going to be. But next few weeks. And then Zebras, he doesn't look like that anymore, does he, Brady?
No,
and that's when Brady brought his puppies on over and scared the living crap out of that dog at that time. Do you remember that? I'm sure you can't forget
sure
it.
Do. Zeben's still getting back at me for that.
I think so. Trying to go and give you kisses. And there's Cito. He's hugging old Junior from the stage there. He helps us sell our Uptown merch, and then we have to support our troops. Zeben says we should be supporting our troops. And since my son's in the Army, a little biased, but yes, he's out there at Fort Carson as we speak, doing all that. And then, let's see, I was at the Wind Symphony rehearsal on Sunday. I think that's when I was posting this up for you guys, so you can see all the fancy music that I got to try to decipher and read through there. And then there's Cito with us over at the Diamond Lounge. We love the Diamond Lounge, don't we?
Absolutely. I'm wondering about your drum. You had one drum, though, on that sheet music. Like
one drum on 3 different lines, yes.
I'm confused.
It is confusing, so I sit there and decipher that stuff. But we did have a special guest come on. His name was King, and we had him. He sat in on keyboards, and the guy was a phenomenal keyboard player. But I mean, he said he was a drummer first, and this is shit.
All right, here's what happens. We got real talent that shows it.
He said he was a drummer first. He just kind of started picking up keyboards, but man, that kid can play keyboards. So.
Well, people who play keyboards and piano and stuff, there is some correlation between that and drums. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's because you're doing, 4 things, or, piano. I don't know. I don't play piano, but you got 2 hands and your feet going, right? All doing different things. Same thing with the drummer, right?
Wait,
does that make sense? I don't know.
I took piano lessons, Wade. I may be coming for your job.
You should be. You can come. That's it. So let's get to what's going on here tonight. So we brought in Rick for the 100th episode, just because, man, I know this guy's got stories to tell, and just the wisdom, everything beyond that,
boy.
and plus
you overestimate me.
I disagree.
Exactly. Plus, the positive attitude that you try putting out there the entire time is it's kind of one of those things that we try to do here as well. Yeah. So I just think it's just a great blend just to bring in tonight.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's wonderful having you here. It's been an honor, a real honor having you on. But I'm a history buff on lots of things, and when you got started, it's like, how many venues were there in this town?
Boy.
Just
how many
rough
venue?
estimate.
Well,
yeah.
We could go from club to club to club to club. We'd go from the Oak Manor, which is now...
Oh, yeah, that's Alibis.
Alibis.
Yeah.
We play a week, 6 nights.
6 nights.
5 nights at the Oak Manor, and then from there we'd tear down and we'd go to the Doublewood, which is now, it's on 13th Avenue. I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Oh, that'd be like the Kelly or something?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So then we'd play a week there, and then we'd go and...
You're talking band.
Yeah. And then we'd go set up and we'd go play at the Windbreak for 5 nights, and then from there we'd go to Club Dallas and we'd play... Club Dallas was the where Courtney's Comedy Club.
Oh yeah, which is completely gone
now. Back in the day, and we'd play Club Dallas for 5-6 nights, and then we'd go back over to the Oak Manor. It was just that circuit, So and that was just
Oz, like,
that was just what we did, I mean, that was just the country clubs. There was also the River Queen and Monte Carlo, Eastgate. They all had bands. I mean, there were so many places to play, and it's definitely changed now. I mean, there are still places to play for bands, but not nearly what it used to be, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't think even close. But...
No. I mean, and you don't play 6 nights a week either. And the weird thing is, you go play Club Dallas on a Monday, and Monday night was packed because it was, $5 fill up your mug night or whatever, and go there for $5 and drink all night.
What changed in your eyes that the band scene has?
COVID really.
But I mean, it was dying out before that, where you could play 5 nights a week. But
the thing is, you weren't playing 5 nights a week, but you're maybe playing 3 nights, 2-3 nights, and you were getting more money, and then you start to do one-nighters, and you get, it turned out to be better because you were playing less. It was easier on your voice, on your travel, and you were making as much. I think COVID changed recently, probably the DUI laws, I suppose.
I've heard that DUI argument before as well.
Yeah, I mean,
people are just scared.
But nowadays it's like people have way more options now to go out and not drive.
Yep. Than
we ever had. You can call an Uber, and it's $10, $5-10, depending on where you go. But
I've always said it's got something to do with my generation hearing music in such a perfectionistic way when it's recorded, and now my kids my age they just love to go to the club. Like, they can pump music over the club.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for a bar, that's cheaper than getting a band in.
Right.
That's my thinking with it a little bit, but
still not the same experience.
Definitely not the same energy, but it's like maybe COVID it hurt exposing some of these younger kids to the continuation of music too.
Maybe so. Maybe there will be a nice resurgence on all that stuff. Because the way I see it, just being in the schools and stuff, is that this guy right here.
The cell phone, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what the bars or the club scene used to be. That was your Facebook. You went out and you had to go talk to people.
Exactly. That's another good point.
Instead of having just, you could talk to them continuously all day long, no matter where you're at.
You can talk to somebody in Texas on, my wife Trisha, she talks to her sister all the time. She's all over the country because she's a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines, and she can talk to her FaceTime. It's just like you're there. I mean, it's like Star Trek, right?
Talking in your watch.
Yeah.
I talk to my watch to Brady all the time.
Yeah.
And then it says weird things.
Yeah, it comes out as absolute gibberish at times.
It does. Apple hasn't quite figured it all the way out. But there was another thing, too, that I found, just found it fascinating. About a week ago, I go walking into one of my classes where basically all the electronics are taken away right away. and they're in this room, and it's on a stage, and the only thing on there that's of any interest would be a piano. And this one kid who basically doesn't talk, doesn't do anything else, just walked over and just started messing around the piano. And he was there for a good 15 minutes. I just started recording him, so he was actually exploring something again instead of just looking in this little pad.
Right.
Like
He's learning, making connections, synapses.
Exactly.
Right?
So I was just like, is that what the key is? Is that kind of a business idea I have? I'm quoting this online, so I got it first. Is that having like a mall situation where basically you have to drop all your electronics off, and then you just have a whole bunch of areas that you have to actually like physically do things or talk to people, and not just sit on your phone or whatever internet device that you have and just submerge yourself in that. You actually have to submerge yourself in something that's real, tangible, something you have.
Well, you just went through a recording process, like making peace, love, and positive vibes.
Yeah.
Like how did that change from like your early records to this last go around? Because back to music being more perfect, I just was looking at something how like auto tune and like pitch correction, how that's
I don't.
Very good question.
I don't know what Jay. I think he used a Mac program. Jay Giuliano helped me with that. But the back when the first time I ever recorded down in Nashville was we used tape. It was all everything was analog, and you had to sing and sing and sing and sing until you got it right.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, that was pretty good. There's one little spot maybe we could fix. Let's just go over here, click it up, click it down, whatever.
I got Pro Tools.
Yeah, I mean the editing software.
So you're talking with the tape, like you had to sing, so you could get it straight through, like you had to.
No, you could punch in parts there, but I mean you couldn't take it like your cursor and just
delete a part. Yeah.
Tweak one little note up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So,
I remember doing that down in the cities. We were recording on 2-inch tape down there, one of the first times I actually recorded. And they were trying to punch me in, but if like my hi-hat was just a little bit under phase compared to the other, you could hear it. It's like, that was a nightmare.
It was much more difficult to make a good sounding record. I mean, it took way more time and money, probably.
But did they sound better?
I don't know. I mean, technology is technology. I mean, did you ever think that you'd be able to listen to a song on your phone through a Bluetooth speaker this big and have it sound the way it sounds?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, back in the day, you had those big stereo speakers, and you had like 6 different components in there, one for a tape deck and a turntable and a receiver, and
I still love that stuff.
Yeah, but you know what I'm
but
saying.
You definitely
now
don't
it's
need
like
it.
You got a phone and a Bluetooth speaker, and that's all you need, or you got your earbuds. It's just different.
So it was way faster, way easier to record this time. That's what you're saying?
I wouldn't say it was easier. But,
okay.
I mean,
what were the challenges?
None really. I mean, I don't mean it like that. What I mean is that it was a lot of it was in Jay's hands. Jay had engineered it, and he did a great job of getting the mix, and he'd send me mixes and just how he knew how to get around on the computer and punch certain things in and just I have no idea.
Now this was at the old studio.
This is at the old studio. Yeah. Okay. Now they've got a new studio, and I just was messaging him tonight because we started on a second song, like back in October. We started it. Well, we both got so busy and things got in the way, and we've just got one harmony part yet to put on there, and then just mix it down. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done before we go to Mexico here in a couple weeks.
Is he playing on any of those with you?
Jay did play some guitar stuff on there. Yeah, he did some really cool acoustic guitar lead stuff on there. No, he actually played electric guitar. So, yeah.
Who else you got playing?
Rick Schroeder did some. He did some steel guitar. And I don't remember if we put dobro on there. I don't think we put dobro. I think he did steel guitar. Loy Larson played some mandolin and fiddle and harmonica, and Rock Mingy played bass, and Slum of Bemmer's drummer.
Alex
Alex played drums on it.
Yes. Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, and then I did the acoustic, the simple acoustic parts.
And the tough songwriting and all that.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, you gotta
put it all together.
You got to put it together. You're putting the
Well,
time
yeah,
in before that.
I wrote the song, and I had some help from my friend Darren Wentz helped me write it.
Oh.
This Trip With You. So, and people seem to like it.
This is a new one that's going to be.
Yeah,
good?
yeah,
Okay.
and I, I mean, I'm really in no hurry to get anything out. I mean, a lot of people are going and recording, 5 songs at a time and putting out an EP. I'm just kind of doing it as they come along, whenever I get a song I want to record that I've written, I'll go record it,
Yeah. Well,
and when I get everything together, then here's an EP of all of them, so.
Okay, well, that seems to be the thing nowadays. Just people just
Yeah.
kind of drop singles like here and
Oh
there.
God, I know some guys that drop singles every other week.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly. So no one really. Well, I shouldn't say
I
don't.
can't
do
write.
the
I don't
albums
write
anymore,
that
but-
much. I'm not that good a writer that I can do that. But hey, kudos to those guys for having all that material and having that drive and that passion to put out songs after song after song. Heck,
So how do you start your writing process then?
oh boy.
It all depends.
Yeah, well, I got interviewed about this when I did the Grand Old Brewery show.
Okay.
Me and Brianna Helbling, and Brianna had asked me about my process, and I'd made a comment about that I write from the heart. It has to kind of come in, from inside of me, and has to just kind of flow out of me. And I'm not the type of person that can write just about anything. And I made a comment about, I don't write songs about a light bulb, a stool, or a bucket. And those were just the things that I saw in the room. And what I was referring to was an exercise that some writers do when they get caught up, get stuck. It's called object writing. They don't have an idea for a song. I'm going to write a song about that beer can. And that's one exercise. And some people took that wrong, and I apologize, to anybody that took that wrong. That wasn't what I meant, that, I write from the heart and they don't. It was just that I have to write, it has to flow out of me. It's not something that I can it's not preconceived.
Okay.
When you
Do you
write
know what I mean?
something,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to explain it where it makes sense, but
Well, I think there's guys that write every single day, and there's guys
Yes.
that write when
they feel like
something feels.
yes, and I'm the
like,
latter.
Yeah.
And I wish that I could write every day. I wish I had that
Yeah.
that creativity and that that drive to do that, but that's just not me. So
Stephen King. He
so
sits himself
I
down
don't
and
really
writes.
have a writing process. I guess if I had to define it, would be I usually come up with like a chord progression or a feel, like a rhythm.
Yeah.
And then I come up with a melody, and then I get some words going, and then I kind of see where it goes, and then if I get stuck, I'll call my friend. I've called Darren Wentz or my friend Matt Tack or Michael Pink, and someday I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
And hey, I got this thing. I don't really know what to do with it, where to go with it. Can you help me out? What do you think? So.
Has that changed over time, songwriting process, or how you look at your songwriting?
Well, I hadn't written a song in many, many years until I wrote Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes. It had been many, many years. I don't even know. It's kind of the same way, I guess, when you start to play guitar, you're teaching yourself how to play guitar, and you start to kind of experiment with songwriting. Have you done that at all? I mean,
Yeah.
I think most young people do that when they start playing guitar. I wonder if I can write my own song, So I don't really know that my process has changed, because I don't know what my process is. But
I've found that it's not rocket science like you think it is.
Yeah,
When you look at someone that writes a song and you're like, my God, I could never do that. But the skill is to be able to write it and not look at it and say that's stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Because I sit there often and I think it's from the heart, and then you look at it when you're in a different state. Maybe you're not drunk or whatever the next day, and you're like, boy, that, and not to scrap the idea. That's the art.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
with falling in love with the song.
Right. Right. I'm a melody guy for sure. I like chord progressions. I like melodies and good rhythms. Of course, I like great lyrics too. But yeah, it's all got to come together for sure. I mean, don't ask me. I don't ever claim to be this super songwriter or nothing. I've written a few songs, and people seem to like them. That's all I care about.
Well, hey,
So.
Everyone's got their different way of approaching.
Yeah,
I find it fascinating myself.
Yeah, I do too.
So it's like that. You kind of go more toward the chord progression wise and just see the feels.
I kind of do. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know. It just comes from whatever I'm doing. I mean, that's really a stupid answer. I know, but.
No, it's not. It's just, where does it come from? You wake up from a stupor, or you wake up in the middle of the night and you're just like, something's there.
Sometimes that happens too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I'll have something going through my head, and I haven't even touched a guitar, and then I'll grab my phone and I'll send a text to myself, with the lyric or whatever that I have, or the melody, even the melody, I mean, I think pretty much every songwriter does that stuff. But, yeah. So that's my process.
That is. So when's you already have one track from that's out already, or is it about to come out?
Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes I put out on August 8th.
Okay.
Last year we shot a video for it. That was a lot of fun. I'd never ever thought that I would ever do a music video, but my friend over there at KRFF, Travis Hopkins, he'd heard the song, and he said, "Rick, I really think you should make a video." And I talked to Travis about some different ideas, and I just kind of went with something that was just kind of fun and light, and there's no story to it, there's no real story to the song. It's just a message is what it is, and it's just an uplifting song, I think, and the video is just kind of fun. So
excellent.
It was fun.
Yeah, I really can't see how you market music anymore without the visual aspect anymore. So that's just, I don't know.
I've never done it before,
yeah.
But it was fun, and I worked with some guys over there at Absolute Media, and they did a great job, and we were talking about doing another video for this next song, This Trip With You, and they were talking about coming to Isla Mujeres, Mexico, and we'd go there and shooting a video on the island. So.
Oh, wow. That would be crazy.
But there's another guy on the island who I met last year. He's from Argentina, and he has this drone, and he does a lot of video and a lot of photography. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I see all the stuff he does on there. And I've talked to him about maybe shooting some stuff, while we're there, and then we can use that in a video.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's those drones are cool. I mean,
so Travis shot your first video,
No. Travis gave me the idea. He said,
okay. Okay.
He really encouraged me to do a video for Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes.
And now, is that on your YouTube channel?
It is, yeah. You can go to YouTube and
that's
just
down below. Go get
punch in Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes. It doesn't have 1 million views, but I think it's got a couple, 3,000-4,000.
Nice.
I don't know, but
that's how it goes.
It's like I don't know how people get millions of views. It must be. I don't know how they do that. How does that happen? It's just crazy.
It is.
Pay money.
Do they pay money?
Robots to
Do
watch
the bots?
them or something?
Is that what happens?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Brady's a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. It's all fake.
The other thing is like Spotify or whatever. They keep track of your stuff. I don't really know much about Spotify or Apple iTunes. Couldn't even tell you. I could not tell you how many downloads or people who have downloaded the single or who have streamed it. I have no idea. If I get a check for $17 in 10 years, I don't care. Because I didn't I didn't write the song, and I didn't record the song to sell. I mean, to make money, be famous, and all that. So I just did it because I wanted to do it. I wanted to put that message out there, and it was something that I created. And if people liked it, that's great. But I don't know how these people get. I see people get like Spotify, like I don't know, 10,000 streams and in 74 different countries. Like,
How
does that happen?
Yeah.
I don't know how do you get that, but
Advertising.
I don't have that. I don't have that in my back pocket, so I don't know. It's weird. It's a whole new world. I mean, it's so different. It's so different, and I'm not that up on technology to where, I mean, I don't even have Apple iTunes really. So
yeah,
neither do I.
You don't?
Yeah, me neither. Tried signing me up last night.
Spotify's my go-to.
I don't even use Spotify. I mean,
no Joe Rogan over here? What?
Well,
I'm kidding.
I watch him on TikTok.
The Tiki Tax. Yeah, I think I just found you on Instagram. Was that what I just found you on?
That's another. So
Yep.
I don't go on Instagram very often either.
Exactly. Your name popped up like, oh wow.
Yeah, I've got Instagram. I've got TikTok. I've got Facebook. Facebook seems to be the one that I use.
That's for us boomers.
Well,
Keep them kiddies up. I'm kidding.
I kind of feel like you're right, though. I mean, I feel like my target audience, the people that come out to see me, are not young kids. They're I don't know, 35 to 70-year-old women.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying, though, is the challenge of what I'm trying to do a little bit at my age. Like,
you're going to have them all, Brady.
But you know what I'm saying with my friends who it's like, we're going to go downtown to the sports bar.
Right.
Just gaining that traction, I think, is a little, because you see those select few that are at like that top, and then they get gung-ho, and then that's maybe why they're getting 17 billion
Yeah,
views,
I don't know.
the pyramid is just, but I mean, I would ask you though, with this acoustic scene exploding, how has that, like, business-wise for you been different than the grind of the band days? Like,
oh, it's a lot easier.
And
I was going to go with that same question.
and not even, you don't got to go into the financial aspect of it, but just in a couple shows of doing the acoustic thing, for me, I'm already seeing like, Jesus, just even tip wise, because I'm playing with an iPad. Someone comes up with a song, it's a little easier to be like, oh yeah, I got that one. I can fake it through this for your $20 tip.
Take it till you make it. Yeah. If you got internet, I'll just download the lyrics now.
Yeah. But I mean, has that changed like your business?
Well, it's got.
Well, I enjoyed all the years that I played in a band. I learned a lot of, good and bad lessons. Some of them I didn't learn.
That's life.
Yeah, that is life.
Yeah.
But being a band leader is really challenging sometimes.
Yes.
Not sometimes.
I always say it's like herding cats. Yes.
You have so many different personalities.
Yep.
And that there's always this. What's the word I'm trying to look for? There's different relationships with different members of the band. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yes.
So in that aspect, it's much less stressful. Just going out on my own and bringing my guitar and my amp and my speaker and my iPad and sitting down and just being me and not having to worry about anybody else, whether or not they think I'm doing it right or they think I'm doing it wrong. I don't give a shit. This is how I'm going to do it. And if people come out and they see me and they like what I'm doing, that's all the proof I need that I'm doing something right. The travel is much easier. I still do travel. I mean, but it's more selective. Like me and Trisha just went out to Montana I played in Sydney on Friday and Saturday, but I went out to Montana because we go skiing every year.
I was going to say, did you get out and go skiing?
Yeah,
then?
well, that's what
jealous.
we do. Is every year we go out skiing for a week.
Yeah.
And my friend Mick Klein, he's played out in Sydney. He said, "Hey, would you ever play out in Sydney, Montana?" I said, "Geez, I don't know." I shot him, a price, and I told him, I said, "I will do it if it's like in January during this week, because then I'll be on my way home from the ski trip. It'll break up the drive.
Business trip."
It'll break up the drive. Yeah, and it's kind of like a paid vacation.
Yep.
Same thing with going to Isla Mujeres, Mexico for 5 weeks coming up. I was there.
I'm extremely jealous of.
I was there.
I saw some of these photos. I'm like, oh my god.
But I've been going there for
Place
many
is
years,
beautiful.
and so I've gotten to know some of the local musicians on the island,
Yeah.
and gotten to be friends, and we still message each other on Facebook, and last year I did 3 shows while we were there, and I talked to them. I said, "Hey, do you think that I could, maybe do like 2 shows a week if I came here for a month?" And they said, "Absolutely." So we go there for 5 weeks, but I'm doing a couple of shows. I have 10 shows booked on the island, and you don't get paid much, but I'm not necessarily doing it for that. You get good tips.
Okay.
Because people are there on vacation, and when they find out, hey, there's this guy from Minnesota, he's playing over here at El Patio. There's a lot of people from Minnesota on the island. There's a lot of people from North Dakota, Wisconsin, and they want to come see this Midwestern guy, and
right.
So then you get to play for people that maybe would never hear you when you're playing in Fargo.
Oh, of course.
And you're meeting people from all over the world. Last year I met some people from South Africa, some people from Argentina, and it's just a whole different thing. I forgot what the question was.
Well,
but
no,
I'm kind of rambling on here.
I like that you didn't go too specific into the business side. What I'm getting out of it is you're doing it the way you want.
I'm doing it the way I want to do it.
Which is a real cool thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would. You're not to call your wife out, but she when we were sound checking at Murphy's, even during sound check, she goes, she's trying to settle my nerves, and she goes,
"Oh yeah,
look at that look he's got right there." She goes, "That's his autistic look." But I knew exactly what she meant. It was probably
something like.
I knew. No, she's like, he doesn't know. He's just in his own little world.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, absolutely. You get in a trance sometimes, when you're.
I think that's the feeling though you're chasing as a musician or whatever.
Yeah, so. It feels good. It feels good to have people come to your shows and say, "Man, I really like listening to you. I think you sound better by yourself than you did with the band because we can hear you."
And speaking of the people that come to his shows, I see he's got his Rusty Now.
I do, yeah. I got
sweatshirt on. He got me a gig there, and like I will absolutely say, your fans, the people that are coming up to me and they know that we have a relationship, and they're just like, I feel like
they know that
they're
though?
much. I think so a little bit. I mean,
probably because
I might have said it over the mic or something, but you know what? Like it's kind of a cool thing to be like. Yeah, I got someone helping me out.
Well,
you guys know and like, and I'm getting a gig, kind of, But then they'll come and watch me at Murphy's.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dang, that's pretty neat. I didn't get that with the band per se, and some of that is because we wouldn't start until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's too late.
Too late,
yeah, way
right?
Too late.
And even like, Michelle and Cheryl and all they're coming out and seeing me now, and it's like, oh, this feels good. It's like people that I would see on maybe a coffee trip to Starbucks or something like that. I don't know.
Well, that'll be the next venue.
Yeah,
Starbucks.
Yeah,
but you know what, Brady? I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I don't hand out compliments very often, but Brady, what I've seen from you is great. I mean, if you really wanted to pursue this a little bit more than what you are, I mean, I think that you would have no problem staying booked as much as you want to,
Well, I
and
think
playing
that's-
some quality venues. You know,
I'd say that's because, like, I hear what you're saying about playing with your heart and doing it the way you want and da-da-da, and
Mhm.
then that portrays.
yeah. Well, that's positive,
I mean,
right?
you're
Exactly.
gonna sing better if you're feeling it.
Positivity breeds positivity.
Absolutely.
You know, it does.
Absolutely.
And negativity breeds negativity. I mean,
destroys.
there
That's all
are.
it does.
I mean, yeah. There's just that's all there is to it. That's the secret.
That's a pretty simple formula to
That-
follow.
That's the secret.
Just being positive.
yeah. The
Positivity.
secret, but hard to do.
Oh yeah, it takes a little energy. Takes a little bit.
It
of
takes a
energy.
lot more energy to be negative.
You know, I
Stay-
got
It's draining, and
I-
people who are negative drain you. You know, there are some people that are just they're not happy, and they're not happy with anything. They'll criticize somebody. It don't matter. They're just never happy, and it takes a lot less energy, and it's a lot more fun to, you know, help somebody out, be uplifting, or you know.
the gig I had
And
the other night.
trust
at
me, I'm not always
Murphy's.
like that either. I mean, it's tough. It's life. But
Yeah.
Anyways, the gig I had at Murphy's, it was you know, I bought my own lamps and stuff. Like, it was a nice little setup. I'll give myself.
Did
a
you
pat.
use some lamps?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, that's because my mother-in-law, when we played, she goes, "God, I just love Rick's lamps." So I felt the pressure. I got to go get good lamp. But it was
I got a
the
lamp I'll sell you.
longest teardown that I had ever had in the history of my teardown.
Well, I got to tell you
And
something.
that's because
Brady.
I had a hell of a time after. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit on this stage, and I just sat there until like band time would have been done, just like having a good time,
Drinking beer.
just drinking a beer and just like sitting there. It was great.
I will say one thing. You know, when we played together, you were very slow with your teardown. That's the only criticism I have.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. I think it's a.
Because then it'll all be tore down by the time you put your guitar.
Oh
on.
yeah, no,
Always getting called out.
But
Oh.
if I'm solo by myself,
You don't have to worry about
it
it.
doesn't.
You are right.
See, so there's no one gonna put that
No
like
rules.
pieces together. It's just I'm slow because I'm slow.
You're slow because you want to be. You want to savor the moment.
I savored it too. I just sat there. I just sat there with my lamp, my one lamp, turned on the stage with all my shit there and drank.
Oh, jeez.
It was great.
That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy that you're out doing some shows.
It was good.
Yes.
And any way I can help you, I'll help you.
Well,
for
the
sure.
only shows I've had have been in connection because of Rick. So
Well, you're a
Yeah.
talented dude, man.
I've yet to do it truly solo yet.
Yes, you have. You
The
just
Rusty Nail came out of because of you, and then that with Murphy's, I
Well,
wouldn't say
that-
I would have got that because of our, you know,
But that'll come. Those will
It'll
come.
come, it'll come.
I mean,
Exactly.
when they start calling you for shows, you know, instead of you calling, you know, every bar or whatever, when they start calling you, then that's when you know that.
well, if you're gonna talk me up, which I know you have,
Mhm.
I'm gonna work a little extra harder
Okay.
before I get to that gig,
You got time.
so that they don't go, geez, what the hell was Rick saying here, telling me this Brady
No,
kid's
no,
gonna be all right.
No.
Yeah, so I'll put the nose to the grindstone. Just if you keep talking, I mean, I might have to
Don't
take
give
that
yourself-
new Gibson that you got
Yeah.
sitting right out there.
That should have been yours.
but it's not.
I might have to agree with Rick on that.
It should have
That
been
should be
yours.
ours.
But you know what? I figured here's how. So I was out in Montana, went to Music Villa.
Yeah.
And Brady had told me, hey Rick, if you ever find a guitar that you think would be good for me, because I kind of know what he wants, let me know. Call me. and so I
Let's
found.
watch and squirm.
I played. I went into Music Villa. They had this whole wall full of J45s. I knew he wanted a J45. I also wanted a J45, but I wasn't really in the market for a guitar. And I played 15, 16 J45s, and I picked out the best sounding one to my ear and to my playing ability. And I called Brady and I said, Brady, I found your guitar. And I didn't call you, I texted you, right? And he just wasn't quite ready. He wasn't quite ready to pull the trigger And I understand because it's a lot of money.
If Mama would have said, "Yeah, you can drop that,"
Well, but you have a young family. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. And so
Well,
lot of
Laura, he
diapers.
needs it. He does.
I thought about this guitar the whole night, and I thought, gosh, Rick, you really like that guitar too. Maybe, and I didn't want to, you hate to let those go when you find one that you really like. So I thought, I'm gonna buy it because what's one more guitar, right? And then, someday when I'm ready to get rid of it, you can buy it and it'll be yours.
And 3 days later, I'm texting my buddy who used to live out in Bozeman saying, "Hey, we're gonna plan a trip to Bozeman
I highly
in June."
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So I gotta wait till June.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You do a few shows, you save up your money, your tips, and your money from shows. You'll have money for that guitar before you even know it.
So on my tip thing, should I write like guitar fund?
Yeah, well, whatever you want. Yeah.
That would probably work.
I saw a tip jar that said Karma Jar. That's a good one. Karma Jar.
Karma jar.
That's your Karma Jar. If you want good karma, put money in the jar.
Or parts for my spaceship, You
Yeah.
never know what you need.
Or for a Mustang.
Mustang. Yes, definitely. Still out in the garage.
Thanks for the beer, by the way, Brady.
Hey, yeah, I had
Hey.
that one that was sitting there for
Congratulations.
you. But you didn't get to it. Do you need another?
No.
Yeah, this is a.
You've had
episode.
4 beers.
This
I've
is
had.
100. Well, we got to get to 100 beers for the 100th episode.
You've had 4 beers, and I've only had half of one. What's going on? It's because you're young.
Yeah, Zeven drank 2 of those.
Yeah, it was even that guy. Had to push him out of here.
There's your next one.
Oh, jeez.
Getting pushed out. All right, so let's see here. We should probably get to the weekend report here real quick. Then we'll get to some photos because we got a ton of photos going on here. So, Cito, Ignition Man.
Shit.
Oh, where are we? All right, here we go. Uptown, we have the Windbreak. 2 weeks' notice hitting the stage tomorrow, along with FM All Stars and Pop Rocks on Saturday. As we go up to Grand Forks and Southtown Poorhouse Drive on Friday, and then Jack up the stage on Sunday, of course. Then Shooting Star Casino, Presley and Taylor is going to be at the Mustang Lounge this weekend. Then we go up to the Fargo Theater, Chad Daniels. I think he's a comedian, I'm pretty sure of that. It's on Saturday the 4th. Then Attack, we got Copium, Heavy Sweater, Radical Fun Times, and Sounding Fathers. Be playing the stage out there on Friday night. As we go downtown to the Acoustic Corner, Wednesday, happening probably right as we speak. Dan Brecky will be at Murphy's Pub, and then we go on Friday. Matt Autry will be at Murphy's Pub as well. And Darren Wentz, who was talking about, will be at the Patrol Lounge. Saturday, Kyle Colby's at the Red River Market in West Acres Mall. Kyle Colby again, same day, doubleheader that day at the Troll Lounge that night. Michael Pink will be at the Silver Spike and Jim White at the VFW in West Fargo. As we go downtown, we got Front Street Tavern, Vinyl and Vino. Is that still happening? I'm not sure, but I'm just assuming. I haven't seen the advertising for it lately. Open mic night with Travis Miros next Monday the 6th. So get on out there, hang out with Travis. I know you'll really appreciate that. The Cellar, we have a mic right now with Mark Clay Belcher. So you're looking to get your tight 2 minutes in for your stand-up. Here's the place to be. Ahmed Kafka. Yeah. How would you say that, Brady?
I'm just sitting here flabbergasted that you're getting through this as fast as you are because I'd still be on the first line.
It's all good.
Ahmad Kalaf.
Kalaf? Yeah, we'll go with that. Drew here, and then Zach Ashton on Thursday, the 2nd, so tomorrow night. And then Side Street, we got Jazz Night happening every Monday. I think the first Monday is Big Band Night, so be a Jazz Night Big Bands next Monday, on the 6th. PFW, we got Ditching Delaware Friday and Saturday, and the 3rd and 4th. We got 42nd Street Delta, Kathy Brecky and the 42nd Street Jazz Band. Out there on Thursday, we're still downtown. We got open mic with Gina Powers on Thursday, and then John Wayne and Ben Suchi Trio will be hitting the stage at Dempsey's on Friday. Aquarium, we got F Get Right, LL Tazzy TV, DJ OG Mob on Friday. And at Specs, Sunset Trip will be out there Friday and Saturday. The Troll Lounge open mic brought to you by Amp on Thursday the 2nd. Then we're out of town. We got the original Pop Rocks to be out there on Friday the 3rd. Laughing Sun Brewing Company in Bismarck Van Dan area, our favorite brewing company in the Bismarck Van Dan area. Buchanan Savage one-man band on Thursday. Swentones on Friday. McMahon Brothers and Friends on Saturday, and an open mic with Danny Savage next Tuesday. A lot of stuff happening after that. Woo! Then Willie T's Bumper Fun. The very own Rick Adams will be hitting the stage out there. Is that going to be Friday and Saturday?
Friday and Saturday. And the best thing is I have a private party on Thursday at the same place. So.
There we go.
Smarter, not harder, right?
One setup, 3 shows.
You got it.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's all we have for you this week with our weekly report. So let's get back to Rick and Brady, and let's look at some photos that we had sent out here, because this first one is just like,
that looks horrible.
That looks
awful. I would never want to go there. What's that?
Is that from this world? Is that
it doesn't look
What's
like.
Going on?
No, it's a drone shot of Isla Mujeres, Mexico. That's the island that we're going to February 21st, spending 5 weeks and doing some shows. And over the past year, I've kind of told people, hey, you know what, come on down to the island this winter and come and see some shows. And it's amazing how many people actually book trips and are coming to Isla Mujeres, Mexico while we're there, and going to come hang out with us on the island.
The water really is that blue.
It really is that clear and that blue, and it's amazing, and I can't wait
blue sky, just surrounded.
I can't, God willing, we got a couple weeks here yet, but
I know I've asked you this the last time, but how did you end up with that gig in the first place? Like, how did you get into that?
Well, I've been going to the island since, like, I think the first time I ever went there was '95.
Okay.
And over the last, since I started doing acoustic shows, okay, so I think I started doing acoustic shows like 6 years ago, something like that.
Oh,
7 years ago. Has it been that
so you're
long?
just going there for fun before that?
Yeah, I was just going there for fun. We'd go for a week or whatever, and I got to know some musicians, and they would get me up to play, sit in and do a couple songs, and got to know them, and just kind of talked my way into it, I guess.
One thing led to the other.
Yeah,
you know how it works, though.
Yeah, and it's just something fun to do, and
that's cool and organic.
Like I said, they don't have a lot of money, to pay, but you make that up in connections that you make, and you make that up in tips, and it's just.
You're on vacation. Don't forget.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. Exactly, and I mean, 10 shows doesn't sound like a lot, but it's enough. A couple shows a week, and I'll probably end up doing more.
You do it in the hotel room at the end of the night.
I don't know. We don't stay in a hotel
or resort, whatever.
No, not a resort either. We rented a little furnished efficiency apartment.
Dang.
Yeah.
See, my wife and I, we
cool.
did a Cancun trip for our honeymoon, and we just did an excursion to Isla, and that's kind of how I know of Isla and got to see the water.
Yeah,
so we went around
yeah, you really need to spend a week there.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's what Isla looks like, right there.
If you came to Isla next year and we go there next year, you could do a couple shows with me. I'm sure of that.
Well,
so
hopefully that guitar I can.
You have to have a better guitar.
Yeah. Well, if I don't drop all my marbles and I still have a couple marbles, I'll buy the trip.
Oh, look at that!
Look at there.
That was Brady's. That was really your first show in the FM area, wasn't it?
Yeah, which that is a different pressure. You're right.
That was a Wednesday night, and we had a good crowd that night, my friend.
Yeah, that was a great night. I was sitting, but that was like a gig where I was like, should I sit or should I stand? And then I did it 3 different times. But like I had.
I'm glad you didn't shit.
Yeah, that was kind of the first time I was ever seen it. Yeah, so and then I just got to go back there, and it like that little experience there, sitting alongside Rick, knowing what a real guitar sounds like, and then he gave me a real guitar going into this last gig, and I kind of knew what sound I should chase because of that moment.
You got an amp?
I got an amp, yeah. Just like Rick. And
that
was blast.
It does work very well though, doesn't it?
Even just if you're using it as a monitor,
like,
it gives me, for me, it gives me the live music feel that I love.
Yep.
I mean, I don't mind in-ears one bit or whatever. Like, I'll use them, but shit, when I can hear the room,
yeah.
I mean, that's about as inspiring as it gets as a singer, when you can feel.
That's when you go into that trance.
Yeah, and then if you get a song like that's a crowd favorite, and you can kind of back off the mic, and you can hear them singing it at you, like, that's pretty good.
The whole time I sang in the band, I mean, I was on that microphone like this all the time. Now, you can be off your microphone and sing with dynamics, and you know.
I noticed that when we came out, at least, we went out and watched you guys sit there, and I was always at awe of how you're working that microphone. You just definitely had that thing.
Because
people can't see my head moving around, but it's basically, just watching Rick, how masterful he was, just being able to get in there, and you can tell when the dynamics were going to get bigger, or he just had those little flares that you did, and it was really, to me, it was really, really cool watching that. So,
thank you.
Gushing over you a little bit here.
It's because you can hear it, though. You can hear the microphone in the room. You can hear, what's coming out, and you're not singing over, no offense, you're not singing over drums. You're not singing over bass and guitar. And
what are you doing?
But it's just you and your guitar.
It becomes more of a tool when you can use it that way.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you are singing in a band, that's where in-ears are invaluable. Yeah. Right? I mean, I sang many years with a wedge, and many nights you'd have a sore throat, or your voice would just be tired, right? Because you're singing so hard to sing over everything else that's going on. Now it's like you can actually just relax, and my voice doesn't get nearly as tired.
There was nothing more frustrating to me when my in-ears would be just dialed perfect, and then you'd hear someone say, "I can't hear you singing." Hey man, I'm singing really good tonight. Trust me.
You should hear me in my ears.
Check these out.
What you got next? Oh, that was.
I just love that rustic.
Well, that
rustic look.
That was a shot that when me and Trish are out on the traveling from gig to gig or whatever, when I'd play out of town. This is on the 4th of July too, by the way.
Oh, perfect.
I was going to from Fergus Falls to Battle Lake. There's a road there, exit 50 on the interstate, and you go to Elizabeth. Yeah. And we saw this. It looks like an old town hall or something, and they had this flag there in this field. I thought, and I had my hat in the back, and it was like my guitar was there because we were on our way to the next gig, and I thought, I want to turn around, Trish, and I want you to take some pictures, so that's how I do my promo shots. Just find, out on the road, find some cool thing, or, and take some shots and see if they don't work, what are you out? You're out, not out nothing. So, yeah, that was just kind of a cool shot. 4th of July, it was just perfect.
I hope I'm not spoiling anything here, but I've always wondered what guitar you had when you took the picture in the shark tube on vacation.
That's the only time I've ever used a Taylor guitar.
I figured it wasn't one of your Gibsons.
No, it was actually my friend Rich's Taylor. He had like a.
It wasn't even his.
It wasn't even mine. No, it was his guitar, and they were down on the island with us, and it was like a three-quarter size guitar, it was like a travel guiar, So that's what I used, yeah.
And that was Trisha taking it again?
Yeah. This is at Moon Dance for they have music on, is it Wednesdays or Thursdays? I can't remember, but it's like music in the park type of deal. Walker Bay Live's what it's called. And so this was in the Lazy Moon Saloon. This is from the outside. There's a lot of people there. If you could blow that up, you'd see me up on the stage. If you go to the next picture, it might be no, not that one. No, not that one. Yeah. Anyway, it's probably anyway. Walker Bay Live. That's a great event. I'm doing that again this year. I did it twice last year. So
is that where Blackhawk's coming again? You're playing a big event this summer.
That's in Monaga. Yeah, they got quite a good lineup. Dina Carter, Easton Corbin, Blackhawk, there might be somebody else I'm missing in there.
I don't even know if I've told Wade this. My cousin drums for Blackhawk.
Really?
He's played for them for like the last 5 years or something.
Serious?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty phenomenal.
Why don't you get him to help you? Get some gigs opening up for Blackhawk.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm up on. I'm not quite there yet within the confidence
He
scale.
sells himself so short.
This guy right here is his name is Gaylord Fagerland. He was the choir director at Moorhead High School.
I remember that guy.
All right, so Gaylord Fagerland was my choir director. He was the director that brought back the Moorhead High School carolers. Had taken us, there was no carolers for many years, and he brought them back. And so, funny thing is, he kicked me out of choir.
What?
Yeah, his daughter had sent me a message on Facebook, and my friend Michelle Jensen had also talked to me about Mr. Fagerland. And anyway, and his daughter sent me a message saying that I have a request for you. I'm like, okay, what's that? I'm thinking song request, and she said, my dad wants you to sing at his service, his funeral when he passes.
Oh.
And I'm like, is he sick? She said, no, he's not sick. He's 92 or 93 years old. And I said, well, geez, it's kind of it's not a weird request, but it just makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I told her, I asked her, well, what's his phone number? Is he still living in the same house? And she said, yes. And I said, well, so I called him. He didn't answer. And then he called me right back. And he had no idea I was going to call him. I said, hey, this is Rick Adams calling Mr. Fagerland. And I understand that you want me to sing at your service. He goes, yeah. I don't know what I want to have you sing yet. But I said, well, wouldn't you rather have me sing for you while you're still here? Yeah. And he said, well, yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be good. I said, well, I'll tell you what. If you got nothing going on, I'll swing over today about 2:30. So I went over to his house and brought one of my guitars and sat and sang him some songs, and we talked about the old days, and I think it made him feel pretty good. It made me feel pretty good. We talked about why he kicked me out of choir. He kicked me out of choir my senior year because I was,
being a senior.
Yeah, being a senior in choir, it's like, it's a blow-off class.
You were going to join a band. You didn't choir.
Shit. Choir.
Well, I bet that made his week.
So, yeah, and, he's still alive, so I have not sang at his funeral yet.
Wow.
But we kind of went over a few songs that maybe he might want to have, and that was a good day. It was just a good day. I'd like to go see him again. So.
I just love that.
I just love that picture. I don't know. I must have got that somewhere, but that just says it all. You love haters, because if people are hating on you, Brady, that means you're probably doing something right.
Precisely.
Professionally, yeah.
Hey, if you speak from the heart, you're going to piss some people off at times.
If
it's from the heart, who gives a rat's?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, that's right.
Just be yourself.
That face on him.
Okay.
This is the photo.
This is the one.
I saw that pop up, and I'm like, okay, is this a mistake? And then I went back and looked, like, no, it's not a mistake.
No.
What in the hell is this? Okay.
So, my friend Doug Thompson, he's a big Miami Dolphins fan. And, of course, the Minnesota Vikings only play the Dolphins every 4 years.
Miami Dolphins knows.
Okay, well,
I'm failing to make a connection here, but
you'll get it.
Okay.
So every 4 years, the Vikings play the Dolphins, all right? And we always put a wager on the game.
Oh.
And me being a very cautious, realistic Vikings fan, you never bet any amount of big cash on the Vikings. And he wanted to bet $100 or whatever it was. I said, no. I said, how about this? The loser of the game has to come to the other guy's acoustic show and play a nose flute solo. And so we agreed to that, and thankfully the Vikings won.
Wow.
So Doug has to come,
And it's a purple flute.
and it's a purple flute. And so if anybody who's listening, if you go onto YouTube and if you just punch in the search bar nose flute, you have people that actually play the nose flute, and they do these songs, and it is so funny. There's duos of two guys doing Africa on the nose flute.
Oh my god!
All right,
Nice.
so that's why that's there, because
Are there buttons? Are like
No,
holes or
no,
what? Like,
no.
How do you? So what do you got to just adjust how hard you're blowing out of your nose?
Yes, apparently.
That's amazing.
I think you use your mouth somehow, like a mouth harp. However,
Kazoo, maybe?
I told Doug, I said, you better start practicing.
You don't connect that thing to your mouth.
Yeah, I think you do, maybe.
It connects from your nose to your mouth, and you're blowing out of your nose. You're gonna be
Where do you
snot
get such
rocking
a
it in
thing?
your nose or your
Besides
mouth.
Amazon.
Well, you can get them on Amazon. You can get some really fancy ones on Amazon. You can. I actually saw that at Eckroth Music in Minot, and I took a picture of it because I thought,
hooking you up.
what the hell is a nose flute? So yeah, that's that.
Go Vikings, I guess.
There's Brady. That was
Oh,
at our
look at that
rehearsal.
handsome devil.
Heck yeah.
That was at our rehearsal. We were kind of going over some things and probably more bullshitting and checking out different.
Finding a good beer,
Finding good-
Budweiser. I think
You
that's
know,
where you stock your.
Yeah, I've been going to Bud Light a little bit lately. But
Actually, my wife had sent me Snapchats today. 3 years ago from today
Yeah.
was when you got me up at Legends.
oh yeah, is
Like a long. I mean,
that was around Christmas
That
time?
was probably before Uptown even.
That
honestly.
had to have been, yes.
Was that a Christmas?
It had been
3 years ago in
it was
January.
like 3 years.
I remember
Hey,
getting
and
up there.
I will say this. I can tell you've lost weight.
I have. I've lost 20 pounds. Just not drinking as much. Kind of watching what I eat.
That was pretty cool to see, though.
And
Not your weight loss, just me 3 years ago.
that was the first Gibson guitar I had.
That was
my
like
songwriter.
that was the first non-open mic time I was like on a stage.
Well,
or-
it's not really a stage.
Whatever,
Just in the
you know.
corner.
But
Nobody puts Brady in the corner.
the bar had hired you to
No
play, and
Yeah.
that was the first time I've been on a hired spot, I should say. I guess maybe open mics are hired, but
There
3
you
years
go.
from the day.
That's another
Promo picks.
promo pick that Trick took in Isla. Yeah, I mean it's just
Dang.
same thing.
Still love that one. Alright, come in.
And
then here's the one with the drone. I got your logo in front of it.
God,
I think
leave it there. It's probably good. So that was filming the video for Peace, Love, and Positive Vibes, and Marty Hallgrimson was running the drone camera, and that was out on Big Detroit, out at the Sandbar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. That was so much fun. I'm really happy with the way the video turned out. I mean, it's locally made, and it's everything. I mean, from the video to the song to everything is done locally here, and I think it turned out pretty good. We did some shots from the backyard on our deck, with some friends around, and did some stuff in downtown Fargo and out in Detroit Lakes, and I was pretty happy with it,
And the YouTube links are down below. Let's give them another 1,000 hits on that.
Do it, yeah.
that.
Check it out. Spread the peace, love, and positive vibes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Here we are again.
Okay, that's inside at Moon Dance. There we go.
Okay.
That
That's
was
the close-up.
Yeah. I probably didn't send them to you in order. That was
Yeah.
I did a
Program does
set.
funny things too sometimes.
Somebody did a set. I think they had like open mic type of deal, and then I did a set, and then a band called the Blonde and the Bohunks played after me, and they're out of Alexandria, and they're some good people.
The Blonde and the Bohunks.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, they are some good people.
Hopefully we meet someday.
What's that? Oh,
Rick
so I
Adams
got these.
Live.
I got these.
love that.
I got these Rick Adams stickers that I made up.
Yeah.
And I give them to kids, and I give them, if somebody wants something.
Liam's got one.
it's a good way to advertise your website. I do the same thing with guitar picks, but I had must have given one to somebody, and my nephew Tyler sent me this picture. He was at I think he was at the Red Hen.
Nice.
And he said, "Yeah, I got my beer in this class," and I had that sticker on it. I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah,
that is cool.
That just goes to show you. That was on the bigger stage at Moondance this past year when I opened up for the Fabulous Armadillos.
What do they got your logo on?
They do. They have it on like the big. They have
projector?
Like. It wasn't a projector. It was like all these TVs back there.
Oh, they're
yeah.
screened together.
Yeah, and if you look in behind the logo, there's a picture of me. See the light bulb?
Yep.
So then you can see me in there. You can see my guitar.
I can see the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to look at it a little bit closer. But I just thought that's a really cool shot that somebody had gotten. And I don't know who took that. I don't know if Trisha took that or not, but she probably did. Oh, okay. So we were talking about Lauren Willett's probably the last time that I was here. Lauren was one of my mentors, and that was the last time that I saw Lauren. And that was at the Holiday Inn in Detroit Lakes. And Lauren walked in, and he had a walker, and I almost didn't recognize him. And when it dawned on me who he was, it was just so great. And I played outside, and Lauren sat right next to me on stage. Not on stage, but not that there's a stage outside, but he was like right next to me, and he watched everything I did, and he listened to me. And I just thought it just made me feel really good that he, was that intent on listening to me. And I thought it was quite ironic because probably 30 years or more than that before that day, I was in that same building at the Holiday Inn in Detroit Lakes watching his band play, and I was probably sitting right off stage watching everything he was doing. And since this picture is taken, Lauren has passed away. And I was asked by his son Dean to sing at his funeral, and boy, that was tough. I didn't make it through it, but yeah, everybody has somebody that helps them out, and so he was one of mine.
Well, I hope I have a picture of you like that one day. That's pretty cool.
I hope I don't have a walker.
Full circle.
It was kind of a full circle moment, and I was honored to sing at his funeral, and I still do some of those songs, that Searching for a Rainbow. I'll still pull that one out, and Lady Lay Down, and some songs that he was, iconic for singing, so yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, my friend Michael Pink, that's over at the barbershop on. It's at the barber shop on 8th Street. It's right next to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I know where you're talking about.
Highlands or whatever.
And Northland Vape, I think, is over there.
Northland.
And
Highland.
I saw his truck in the parking lot. And a little trick I've been pulling on him is whenever I see his truck, I'll stick a Rick Adams live sticker on his bumper, and the reason I do that is because his bumper's got this big dent in it on his Ford truck, and it's literally bungeed to the rest of his truck to keep it up there.
Pure musician truck.
So I throw these Rick Adams live stickers on his bumper where his dent is, and he keeps taking them off, and so if I ever see his truck, I stick another one on there, and his truck was in the parking lot, and he didn't have a sticker on there, and I didn't have one on me, but I walked into the barber shop and was razzing a little bit, and so I grabbed the clippers from the girl barber. I can't remember her name. She's really friendly. Anyway, so she took that picture of me pretending to cut Michael Pink's hair, and me and Michael are doing a show at the Quarter Deck this summer together. And so we're going to use that as our promo pick.
Excellent.
It's just stuff like that I think people kind of dig that candid, stuff.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know?
think they can relate to it. It's just being
Yeah.
fun like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's all those J45s
Oh,
I was
come on,
telling
come
you
on,
about.
Come on.
There you go,
Next one.
Brady.
That's the very picture I have on my
Yeah,
my iPhone.
I sent you that picture. I said I found your guitar.
God dang.
It's right there.
That's great.
I'll be there.
That's beautiful.
Mid-June.
So that's like at the Gibson manufacturing. Right?
Well, they have the factory there in Bozeman, but that's not at the factory. That's at Music Villa Guitar. It's a music store. It's a great music store.
Oh, okay.
And it reminds me a little bit of like the way Marguerite's music used to be, but almost on steroids. I mean, they have a wall like that of Gibson's. They have a wall of that, like of Taylor's, Martin's. They got drum stuff. They got, it's a lot of that electric guitars. It's amazing.
Guitars are more interesting.
And the guy that I talked to, Paul, he's the guy that sold me your guitar. And and
That's why my beer 5.
he
He
was-
grabbed my guitar here. That's not my guitar.
he
Got your guitar here.
he says he still sees equipment come through Music Villa in Bozeman that has Marguerite's music stickers
Wow.
or
Oh yeah.
the stencil on it. Yeah. So Marguerite's Music here in Fargo was a great store. I mean, it was pretty well known. I
We were
mean,
spoiled being around it.
well,
I
that-
didn't even know how it was until it was gone. And I was like, oh wow.
and that's
yeah,
probably why
that
there's
was-
so many musicians around here too. I mean,
True enough.
so
True.
okay, what's this? Oh, that's at the Grand Old Brewery. That was when was that show? October? Can't remember.
Oh boy.
That was a lot of fun. Dan Brecky was on that. Tiger Lily. I'm trying to think of some other. Oh, Rachel Iannero was on there. Then there were some
Yeah.
people from out of town that I'm not really familiar with. Zach Menino, I think, is one from Minot. It was everybody would go up and do 3 songs.
Okay.
And then the next person would come up. It was kind of like they were trying to do like the Grand Ole Opry. And you do,
Oh,
songs that you
interesting.
wrote,
Okay.
original stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
Travis hosted that, didn't he?
Travis Hopkins, yep, he sure did. Decided Country with Travis. And they're doing another one. I think it's on March 10th. I think it's March 10th.
So is that his radio show that's promoting all
Yeah,
this? Or?
yeah. And Jade Presents puts these on too. And Travis, he's very involved in all that
Yeah,
stuff.
he's quite a force.
Travis is
just
great.
in the music.
Yeah, he plays local artists. He'll play their music.
Yeah,
And he won't even question it. I mean, if it's good stuff, he'll play it.
yeah. Well, he was.
He's very
he was
supportive.
At the Moorhead downtown car show that we were doing, and just the first time I got to talk to him.
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it was like, wow.
another guy that's super positive.
You just
right?
love. Yeah, you walk away and you're like, wow. You make me feel good about
Yeah.
trying to play music in this town. Thank you. Like,
Mhm.
and I mean that's being he's got the voice on radio. That's a guy you should try to get on this show.
You
That'd
should.
be
I-
sweet. I bet he'd love that.
I nominate Travis Hopkins.
Absolutely.
All right, you're on the list, Travis.
I'm going to send him a text.
I got to start booking again for the spring. So yes, have that happen. And peace,
That's-
love, and
yeah.
positive vibes.
That's that's on his list. It's another. I think we got up early in the morning and took a walk around the Malecon on the island, and you know what? I'm gonna grab my hat. Maybe we'll get some good shots. And
Looks like it's in the mid 70s and just
mid 70s.
yeah.
Oh, you mean like I thought you meant the decade.
No, talking about the temperature.
Oh yeah. You know what? And
I'm just thinking about what's outside right now.
what I love is the people that have got the peace, love, and positive vibes shirts or tank tops or whatever. They will send me pictures of themselves wearing the shirt while they're on vacation somewhere the beach. I've got dozens of photos
Nice.
of people that
Yeah.
wear it, and what I like about it is that it's my son's message, peace, love, and positive vibes came from my son Peyton, and it has my name on the back, on the spine, because I just think it's kind of weird when you see like somebody wearing a T-shirt and it says Rick Adams across the front.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Maybe it's just me.
No, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I feel like even when I went to Murphy's this last time and I saw Brady Robertson, I was just like, that don't look right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's a good shirt
gotcha.
because it's got a good message and it's not like in your face. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's subtle. And we're back to square one.
And there is
20 days and I'll be there.
I am
I'll
jealous.
still be here.
You're invited. You're all invited.
Drinking to the guitar at your house.
All right, ready for a little juvenile destruction?
Always.
We gotta get to
We're gonna
that.
crush beer cans on
Yeah,
Brady's
yeah,
head.
yeah.
There we go. Live.
The whole 6-pack.
But here's this week's off the roof.
It's Baby Bouncer.
What the heck is that?
Right off the roof.
It's a phone.
That's a phone. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Is that charged? Is that plugged into the charger?
Yeah. An iPhone. Oh, let's see that.
I think beer cans on Brady's head would be better.
I think we
It would be.
way to get some glass upstairs.
Yeah, of course.
That goes really good on my skull. Hey, why am I snoring? When did you do this?
That was perfect day too. You're hired. Recycled off the roof because I'll show you the other room, which you've seen before. But basically, is we had the driveway full of junk all fall, and by the time the snow hit, we finally got all the junk cleared off of there. And yeah, I'll explain the whole story of that behind there. But that's off the roof. That's one of the things that we just do here because I grew up in this house. We used to have the old raging parties, and inevitably someone would get up on the roof and throw off random electronics. So we're just keeping the tradition alive here every week. So if you got something you want to break, let me know. We'll come and break it for you. Or beer cans over Brady's head.
How about one of them?
Maybe. Or else, yeah, if we take suggestions, all that. If you have something, you throw it in my yard, we'll come pick it up. Whatever you want to do, we'll definitely destroy it for you.
You threw electronics off your roof?
All the time.
Did it work when you threw it off the roof?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
The whole fun
All right.
part was watching it explode.
Okay. All right. I was making sure you weren't throwing good electronics off your roof.
Yep. Except no TVs. Yeah. Those...
Have you thrown a guitar off yet?
Oh, yeah, a couple.
You have?
Oh,
Yep. Thrown a couple. Trust me, they're nothing you'd want.
No acoustics, though. They've been...
No. These are actual bands. They'd come in here and do the thing, and then they'd bring in a guitar that they've had smashed either for the stage, whatever else, and...
and you did this when you're growing up in this house?
Yeah.
What did your parents say?
What did they say? I don't think they ever knew. There's another story that goes on behind.
Well, I do now.
True enough.
You are such a troublemaker.
Yeah.
That is fine.
He's no Tom Cruise.
That's why you're the discount.
Exactly.
He's no Tom Brady either. Tom Brady would never do
He's
that.
the discount.
Ever.
But
All
hey,
right, so we're basically well past time that we normally go.
Hey, me and Brady are still going over
I
here.
know, it's awesome. This is how I want it to be. It's just so good. So great conversation. But we need to wrap it up on here, guys. So you got anything left for the good of the order there, Rick?
Nope.
Where are you gonna be at?
I got
Where can
nothing.
we find you?
Wednesday night I'll be at the American Legion for steak night, 6 to 8.
Yes.
This weekend at Willie T's.
Willie T's.
Sunday at Detroit Mountain. Yeah. Check out my website, rickadamslive.com. There's links to Facebook. There's links to Instagram and all that stuff. So
And it's all down below there for you. So go ahead and click on all that stuff. And again, we got to get them 1,000 more hits on the YouTube station. So definitely get to that too. And Brady, what do you got coming up here?
I'll just say two things. I'll say one, thank you, Rick, for getting me into this business and keeping me inspired. And I'm gonna keep working just so if you ever talk me up to anybody,
you won't embarrass me.
I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep working, and then
I'll borrow you a guitar.
Yeah, well, you already are doing that.
I know.
So what? Am I gonna have 2 of your guitars?
No.
Oh yeah, and I can't.
You got any gigs coming up?
The next one's a quarter deck.
Okay.
In March, so I kind of like taking them slowly too, because then when you got that space in between, it's like, dang, I come home from work and I'm like, dang, I'm gonna bust my balls so that I don't let Rick Adams hype from talking to Teresa at the. I'm gonna go there and impress because he said hey, I'm gonna do all right.
Brady, just be yourself.
That's right. That's the best thing of doing what we're doing. And then the second thing, Wade, congrats on 100 episodes here, man.
We made it to 100.
That's pretty darn impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
It's well over a year. What is there, 52 weeks in a year?
Yep.
We're
almost on 2 years.
We should celebrate like this at 104 then, because that's 2 weeks.
Well,
or 2 years.
There you go. Just need more beer. Let's do this.
Well, like the Friends that 100 episode, they had a big cake and a party. Do we got that going on here?
I wish.
Just a 6-pack of Bud.
We'll do that for 104.
6-pack of Diesel.
I basically ran in here hot from working with kids or trying to sell kids not to play percussion and play saxophone in the bands. But that's what you got to do is everybody comes in, they're going to be a rock star or whatever. So that was my job, was to try to talk them out of that tree and talk to the ones that we think could make it. So that's what I got to do before this. And I had ideas of doing a whole bunch of weird stuff for this episode, but it is what it is. Reality's reality. And
this is pretty weird.
Yeah, exactly.
100. I'm going to get in there like the vocal throne that I am. Turn the gain down.
There we go. So, you got anything left, Brady?
Hey, keep this thing going. What do you say about tides rising?
Oh, yeah, rising tide does raise all ships.
Amen.
So exactly. That's what we're trying to do around here. Get that entertainment scene even going, even more crazy than it is right now. And you can find us all at Uptown Tonight Podcast on the Tiki-Tacs all the way up to the Instagrams. Or else you can find us uptownbandfargo.com, and that'll give us all about the podcast and the band and everything else, what's happening on all that. Here. So, basically, remember, if your drummer has more charisma than your frontman, your band may be in trouble. But that's what my band's doing just fine. So, until next time.
It's just a little baby turtle. Look at him go.